everybody hates black women. Or do they?
This is why they get mad, they get angry. You see a lot of sisters, they go, oh, you with this kind of girl or that kind of girl. That shit is exotic.
Stupid.
And it's not funny. There's nothing to joke about. I didn't deserve to get shot and do. Like,
My ideal woman is anything other than black.
I'm Danielle Young, and this is Let Me Find Out, a weekly commentary and explainer series that digs into black culture, black stories, and black life and makes it all plain. Point blank and the period poo. Should I add the poo? I'm gonna add the poo. Keep the poo. And on this episode, we're gonna get into the world versus black women. Are black women the world's most hated demographic? It didn't take Megan Thee Stallion getting shot and the subsequent distasteful memes, or Toyin Salu's horrific rape and murder, or the complete lack of reports, marching, or saying the names of murdered black trans women, for us to know that black women are exactly what Malcolm X said we were in 1962.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
And we're living in a world where even black women don't respect black women. Violence against women is not a punchline, but reality show star Drea and comedian Jess Hilarious seem to think so.
She was probably like, shut your up, I'm getting the fuck out this car.
Right, even if she said
now
that.
Now he got a shooter because he threatened to shoot her.
And I imagined that the sound that was produced when she felt the hot metal was of this. Ah, hey, ah, ooh.
Why is it that this black woman's pain was so publicly mishandled and disregarded? Megan Thee Stallion is a reminder that your status doesn't even matter. Black women are just out here unprotected in the world.
No, nice. Come on.
Come on. Eat some cake.
Meg and so many black women just like her have to deal with the trauma of knowing that our pain isn't even considered pain. The bad things that happen to black women aren't even considered outrageous. It's just another bad thing. It's almost like it's expected for it to happen to us, and it's up to us to deal with it, because why would we need support? We're so stereotypically strong. There's no way we could be in distress. Historically, black people weren't even regarded as human. Therefore, that pain that was constantly inflicted upon our ancestors as slaves trickled down, and that violence was sprinkled throughout the Reconstruction era, the Jim Crow era, the Civil Rights era, and now the Black Lives Matter era. The faces may have changed, but the intentions never did. And while blackness represents an endurance and a resilience, it's expected for us to just deal with the hands that we've been dealt by our racist dealers. And black women, the workhorses of black culture, where does that leave us? Before we become black women, we're black girls. And black girls are the byproducts of something that the world perceives about us, and that's adultification. That's the belief that black girls are less innocent than our white counterparts, which means that we require less nurturing, less protection, and less support than any other group. And that comes with harsher punishments, like 15-year-old Grace, who's in juvenile detention because she didn't complete her online homework. Or the 6-year-old black girl that was handcuffed in school after she kicked a teacher during a tantrum. She's 6. The officer was fired, but only because he didn't get the proper approval, not because he arrested a baby. And this isn't the only time a 6-year-old black girl has been arrested in school. 6-year-old Madison Moore was placed in handcuffs because she had taken candy from her teacher's desk. Babies. Imagine a 6-year-old white girl getting handcuffed. We would never hear the end of that outrage. Are you serious? The world is just not set up to protect black girls and black women. There needs to be a whole new system constructed that evens the playing field and abolishes the racism that criminalizes devalues and leaves black women to fend for ourselves. When it comes to that infamous Malcolm X speech from 1962, he says a little bit more that's actually important for us if we want to start constructing that system.
If the white man will do whatever is necessary to see that his woman gets respect and protection, then you and I will never be recognized as men until we stand up like men and place the same penalty over the head of anyone who puts his filthy hands out to put in the direction of our women.
The same way we need accomplices outside of our demographic to actually prove that Black Lives Matter and to help us fight for our freedom, black women need people outside of our own particular demographic to just give us that same energy. That's all we asking. Black women are even left out of our own state-sanctioned violent deaths. It's the reason we're chanting "I Can't Breathe," which were a few of Alton Sterling and George Floyd's final words before both of these black men were murdered by police officers. And we're not chanting "You Promise Not to Kill Me," which were Natasha McKenna's last words, a schizophrenic bipolar black woman who was tasered to death while she was in police custody. There seems to be a shelf life on the amount of time spent on support of black women's lives. Remember our Tatiana Jefferson, a 28-year-old black woman who was fatally shot in her home by police officers in Texas in 2019. And no, this isn't a hashtag or poster child battle of which gender of Black life matters more. It's just, look at the way that black women are disregarded even in our own death. We're saying Breonna Taylor's name, but it seemed like we had to wait until George Floyd received the proper amount of attention first before we could even utter the syllables of Breonna's name. And we still haven't said the name of any black trans women who were murdered. Shaky Peters, Claire Legato, Rhea Milton, Bree Black, Dominique Ramey Fells, Mercy Mack, Dana Martin, Ashanti Carmen, and sadly, so many more. Honestly, we don't really say the names of any trans murdered people, but that's certainly another video for another day. We gonna circle back. What leaves black women so vulnerable to so little concern and regard? Our hurt is translated as anger or as a buzzkill. People can't make their jokes without black women coming in and ruining it with our complaints for humanity.
You don't get exhausted living life viewing it through the prism of hate for black women. Like, that has to get exhausting.
Yes, Funky Dineva, as a black woman, I do. I'm over it. We need to challenge that whole black women are the most hated narrative. Protect black women. You know what I mean? But y'all gotta rebuild this nation first.